Am I the asshole for not giving my wife her daughter's address so she could see the newborn? Hear me out please. I'm a 46-year-old father who lost a daughter, Molly, years ago to brain cancer. Molly's death broke me. She was my only child. I'm no longer who I was before this tragedy. I married my wife when my stepdaughter, Sarah, was 15. Sarah had issues with her mom. Her mom would kick her out over small arguments. She kicked her out for getting a haircut, for failing one class and other reasons. Every time she'd bring her back home and tell her to learn her lesson or she'd be kicked out. One time her mom kicked her out over a dairy at 17 and Sarah had enough and didn't return. She started working. I remained in contact. I just couldn't let her struggle. I tried to help her financially but she refused. She's incredibly independent and a hard-working person. She reminded me of Molly. I decided to help in other ways. I got her a better job opportunity by calling someone I knew at the time. This way she still had to work to earn money, which is something she wanted. And also work a better job that appreciated her more than the previous job. She's an artist, she wanted to be a graphic designer. I sold my old car to pay for her courses. She started paying me back bit by bit only because she's independent. She lived with her then boyfriend, now husband, and paid for other things. My wife didn't try to mend things. She disowned Sarah the day she got married, but I stood firm and told her that I'm free to talk to Sarah and she should respect that. I attend gatherings with Sarah from time to time and she calls me dad in front of other people. In the past it was just my name. This sounds crazy, but I believe this all happened just so I could meet Sarah and have a chance at being the best father that I could be. She's now 22 and just had a baby girl a few weeks ago. I visited several times and we talked. She told me that it was unfortunate that she lost her dad but was glad she has me in her life. I cried, although I'm not good at expressing emotions, and it got worse after Molly's death. My wife knew about the baby and demanded I give her the address so she could go see her granddaughter. I refused because Sarah asked me not to tell. And because she's already dealing with postpartum and will not be able to deal with her mom's behavior. My wife threw a fit and said that this is her daughter and grandbaby and I shouldn't try to stop her from seeing her. She called me selfish and cruel. The argument didn't stop. The family are agreeing with her and telling me to stay out of it. I argued with my wife about it again. And she said I had no right and that I needed to give her the address. She didn't even seem regretful or wanted to apologize. Everyone is blaming me, telling I'm being cruel and demanding I give her the address. I refused because Sarah asked me not to tell. It begins and ends there. You are honoring Sarah's wishes. You would be a huge asshole to do otherwise. As it stands, you are the opposite of a huge asshole. You are a wonderful father. Congratulations on the birth of your granddaughter. May she be a light in your life that reminds you of your Molly. Not the asshole. Not the asshole in the kindest way I can muster, get a divorce. Not the asshole. She is going to boundary stomp all over her daughter. Don't let her. Please make sure she can't follow you or track the daughter down. Personally, I'd rethink the marriage. And seriously, you let her kick out her underage daughter. That's really awful. I'm glad you're making it up to her now. Don't you dare ever tell anyone not approved by the daughter to know how to find her. The only conceivable way you're an asshole is for not divorcing someone like this before now. And I want you to understand that that's where this is headed. You're going to have to choose whether you want your daughter in your life or her mother, because you can't have both. Why are you still married to someone who can treat their own child that way? Get some therapy and a divorce. Lol. No. The family are agreeing with her and telling me to stay out of it. Cool, so that's what you'll do. Stay completely out of it and let mom and daughter handle it themselves. Mom can try to contact the daughter and get her address herself. Just be maliciously compliant, not the asshole, but your wife kinda seems like one. Not the asshole. Your wife is ta. I am very glad that you and Sarah have each other, and now so does your new granddaughter. Per your wife's logic, you are selfish and cruel for not violating Sarah's trust and giving her the address against her wishes, but she's somehow an angel and not selfish or cruel for kicking her minor daughter over anything and everything, and disowning her. Your wife is a gargantuan asshole and she needs to come to terms with what she did and learn her lesson before she gets to make demands and call people names. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry for your loss and bless you for being the dad and the mom that Sarah deserves. Not the asshole. You respected Sarah's wishes, which is the 100% right thing to do. There's a reason she's NC with her mother. The rest of the flying monkeys can die mad about it. Do not hand over that address. Remember ever adage you've ever heard about actions having consequences? They all apply here. As you sow, so shall ye reap. Make your bed and lie in it. One who steals has no right to complain of being robbed. What you give is what you get, etc. Your wife has spent almost 20 years proving she couldn't give AF about her daughter. The only reason she's making an effort now is because Sarah has something she wants. You, on the other hand, have the best interests of this woman and her family at heart. You want to protect her during a delicate time. You've proven who most deserves her address, visiting privileges, and it certainly isn't her mother. You're not being cruel at all, Op. You're also not the asshole. Not the asshole, but with this description, why are you with your wife? Not the asshole, what does she think her daughter is going to do, open the door and jump into her arms? Your wife is gross and I can't believe you are still married to this awful woman. You are the asshole for still being married to this woman and standing by while she literally abused her daughter, kicking a 15 to 17-year-old out of the house every time she did any minor thing wrong. For getting a haircut? How did you think this was okay? You are the asshole for staying married to a horrible person who would treat her daughter like garbage. Divorce your wife and adopt her stepdaughter. Not the asshole, why the hell are you even married to this woman? She seems freaking awful. I don't even think this is a discussion at all, and in no way would you be the asshole unless you gave her the address. OMG, that's so heartwarming. Totally not the asshole and an amazing dad. You should consider divorcing your wife, though. Not the asshole. Your wife doesn't get to call the shots here, Sarah does. It is wonderful that you're respecting her wishes. Your wife refused to be a decent mother. She needs to deal with the consequences of her heinous actions. Do not give in to her. Not the asshole, don't give her the address. The moment she disowned Sarah, nothing regarding Sarah concerns her anymore. So she has no right to see the grandchild. Your stepdaughter asked you not to, and it sounds like you wouldn't even if she hadn't. She's lucky to have you, good on you for being an amazing stepfather. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, respect Sarah's wishes. She trusts you and you do not want to lose that. Be a dad. Protect her. Not the asshole. You are doing the right thing by not giving out the address. Don't doubt for a second that you are doing good by protecting Sarah and her baby. If your wife wants to see her grandchildren, she needs to first fix the relationship with her child. Not the asshole. She is reaping what she sowed. Her being a grandma doesn't negate the abuse she put her daughter through. Until Sarah agrees to meet you, hold tight to that address. Make sure anywhere it might be written down you delete. The only person whose opinion matters is Sarah's, and until she is ready to speak to her mother, you continue to protect her privacy. Not the asshole. Your wife sounds pretty selfish and obviously makes her daughter uncomfortable. It's not about her, it's about her daughter, so make sure your daughter remains feeling comfortable. Not the asshole. Your daughter has made her wishes known. Do not ever betray her trust. Your wife sounds awful. Not the asshole. What I don't see being brought up is that your wife doesn't seem to be a very nice person. She shouldn't kick her daughter out over the things you describe. You shouldn't have to go behind her back to see her daughter. This should to be a thing. And while I am glad and grateful for you that you and Sarah have an amazing relationship, and sad about Molly, I don't understand what redeeming qualities your wife has when she treats her daughter the way she has, requires you to see Sarah independently because of her lack of a relationship with Sarah, but then feels entitled to meet the child of the daughter she mistreated. Not in the sense that she makes you, but in the sense that it's the only way to have a relationship with both of them. Not the asshole. Your wife is correct, you should stay out of it. What I mean by that is that you should stay out of your wife's issues with her daughter. She disowned her daughter, and so disowned her privilege of being a grandmother. Not the asshole. Your wife doesn't get to pick and choose when to be a mother just because she's a grandmother now. The entitlement is real with this family. Not the asshole. Your wife is the one that decided to not have anything to do with her kid after years of arguments and kicking her out repeatedly. You're being the best dad in the world to her for protecting her wishes and being there to support her. If your wife didn't want you to care so much, she shouldn't have married you. Not the asshole. Your wife created this and she is the one who has ended up with her daughter and grandchild, kept from her. Tell her family that you are staying out of it by no longer discussing it and continue protecting Sarah. I'm so terribly sorry for the loss you suffered. Not the asshole. You seem like a thoroughly decent person. That said, with this kind of rift the relationship with your wife might not be sustainable. I wanted to say yes. Then I read your story. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry for your loss and it's never too late to seek therapy and finally grieve fully. Close that door and begin talking so you have a solid bond with your granddaughter. Teach her men can break but can heal and communicate the love they feel. Not the asshole. She didn't want to see her daughter, why does she care about her daughter's baby? And it's not your information to share beyond that. If your wife wants to reform a relationship with Sarah then she can work on that first, and it's up to Sarah if she also wants that to happen or not. Not the asshole. If she really cared she would have mended the situation long before a kid came along. Noble thing to honor your promise and not give the address up. Not the asshole. Tell Sarah her mother wants to hear from her, see the baby. Tell your wife you passed her request to Sarah. Anything after that is up to the two of them. Given their history, your wife shouldn't be surprised if Sarah decides no. And good for you for protecting Sarah. Absolutely not the asshole. You are respecting your daughter's wishes. If anything you are more a parent to her than your wife. Stay firm and do not share info. Not the asshole at all. You seem like a wonderful person and I am sorry for your loss. I hope you still get to share many beautiful moments with Sarah and your grandbaby. Not the asshole. If you give your asshole wife the address Sarah will never forgive you. It will be a betrayal. Sarah is not her daughter anymore because your wife abandoned her and disowned her. She will treat Sarah's daughter the same way the first time that child does something she doesn't like. Why would you stay with someone who treats her kid like crap? Not the asshole. Your wife was cruel to her daughter, it's Sarah's choice whether to allow her mum back in. That's not on you. Not the asshole. You sound awesome and like you've done a great job as a dad. Stand your ground. If Sarah wants to see her mum, she knows how to find her. You sound like an amazing father, but I wonder how difficult it is for you to be married to someone so different to your own values. In this situation you're absolutely not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your wife needs to make amends to her daughter. Everyone sucks here except for Sarah. Your wife abused her teenage daughter, and only now are you considering leaving her. Did you know that it's illegal to kick a minor to the streets? This is really messed up and I'm not sure why you're still married to an abuser. It's really nice that you've supported Sarah the past few years, but it doesn't really make up for standing by while her mom abused her child like that. Don't give her the address. Divorce that woman. Not the asshole. Does the family want you to stay out of it or give her the address because you can't actually do both? I'm not sure why you're still married to this woman, but her relationship with her daughter is her responsibility. You are absolutely doing the right thing by not giving it to her. You are the asshole for being married to this woman to this day. Who the heck kicks their daughter out of a haircut? Why would you stay with someone this awful? Not the asshole. At all. At the most, you could maybe offer to tell Sarah your wife would like to reach out, but that is putting yourself in the middle, which your wife and family have said to not do. I don't think that's the best course of action, but it is an option. Keep doing what you're doing already. As you said when your wife kicked out and disowned Sarah, you are free to continue to have a relationship with her. If she was fine with that arrangement before, why does a baby change anything? If your wants to reach out, she can figure out how to do so. NTA, but I'm honestly not sure how this marriage is working for you. Your wife sounds like an awful person. Not the asshole. You sound like an amazing father to have. Your wife just wants to play doting grandma or worse. Go to JustNormal or visit other sites about crazy mothers mills. If your wife ends up with that address she might end up in jail on harassment charges and a lovely restraining order. Keep your daughter safe. You might have to choose between them one day, if your wife continues the baby rabies spiral. Why are you still married to such a cruel woman? Not the asshole. Your daughter is entitled to decide whether she wants your wife to know her address, and she's made her desire clear. You're right to respect that. You would be the asshole if you did give your wife the address. Not the asshole. Sarah is lucky to have you.